morning, everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. The Friday morning. You survived. It's a good day.
Yeah, hey, listen, unfortunately, you guys are stuck with me forever. I got a clean bill of health. You know, I'm not going anywhere, unfortunately, for you guys. Yeah, you know what? It's good to, you know what? Listen, we talk about, health, men's health a lot, not a lot, but enough on this show. And I will tell you, I waited a long time. I waited much longer than I was supposed to. They recommend at 45, and they even suggest at 40 years old you go in and get checked, get this colonoscopy done. I happen to be very lucky that I had a very, very, very clean colon in the grand scheme of things. But colon cancer is no joke. Listen, Go get it checked out. It is easily beaten if found early. Yep. So absolutely, like I said, it sucked the night before, the day before, the whole prep. It's not fun. You can't eat. You gotta drink this weirdo stuff. You take these pills, and you are not far from a toilet, and you need to be close to the toilet because you could have a slip. You know what I mean? It's like but definitely, make sure that you get these done. Don't be like me and wait, because you never know. You never know. Like I said, I was lucky. I had literally one very small polyp that was taken out. Then the doctor's like, yeah, you're going to be just fine. There's no chance that he believes that that's any bit cancerous at all. The person in front of me, I have no idea who they were. They did not have it as lucky as I did. So go get screened, go get it done. Like I said, it's better to know and deal with a little bit of heartache or a little bit of, disgusting or frustration or just miserableness to know about your health.
Yeah, no, sadly, that's on the docket for me next year. So, yay!
Lucky you. I will tell you this, that I was told that I was going to be like incapacitated the next day. Yesterday, once I got out of, woke up and I got something in my stomach, like your body starts to work again pretty quickly. So the first thing you eat comes right out again, and so does like the second thing you eat go right out again. But
so
I was fine.
I hot wings or anything.
No hot wings. And they told me not to drink, and I didn't. You know what I mean? I was good yesterday, but I had actually probably a lot more energy than I'm used to having. Just like it's maybe some of the stuff that's actually in that area does take away some of the energy.
No, that makes sense. And Joe, get it done, man. Get it done.
I tell you, I'll be honest with you, Joe. I was the same way. I was very afraid to do it, and you're afraid to do it for the wrong reasons. Like we just have a fear. Like, hey, listen, like the first fear is I don't want anything going in the wrong direction.
Right.
That's the first real fear that you have as a man. And then the second thing is that they're going to find something. I'll tell you, it's better to know, than to have it become a problem later where they have to solve it in different directions. I will tell you that you're over 60 years old. You are probably okay. Go find out for certain. You know what I mean? It's like I said, if you haven't had any problems now, it's likely you're not going to have any problems. So just go get it worked out. You know what I mean? And, and be done with it. Because you're only going to go once. If you're above 60, you're only going to go once.
I mean, unless they find something, right? And then it is.
Well, yeah, but at that point, it becomes a whole different scenario. And then you're going to be happy that you went.
Exactly.
Because, Joe, the world is a much more colorful place with you in it.
That's right. Bookies rejoice every time you log in.
Exactly. I've known a few people that have had it. It does run. I found out yesterday, like last night, that it does run in some of my family. Of course, I had no idea, so nobody told me, "Hey, yeah, it does run in your family" before I went. You know what I mean? Which is probably best because I would have been a little bit more nervous about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Yeah, you'd been playing scenarios that don't matter in your mind before you got there. So
that's exactly correct. And so thank God that nobody mentioned that to me because I was, like I said, I was nervous.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why that. I mean, they've been asking me to do this for 5 years, and I have been like, "Oh, sure, I'm going to get to that." You know,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right behind folding laundry.
which I don't do either. I hang everything up.
No, that's what I'm
I'm one
saying.
of those guys that has literally 250 hangers, and I have to go buy another 50 more.
Yeah, I pretty much hang all my stuff too. I hate folding clothes.
Yes. So t-shirts, everything
Yep.
hangs.
Yep.
But
So speaking of things that need to be checked out, Kittle weighed in on the Ayuk situation. And
let's go.
it's funny because you always think of Kittle as one of the nicer guys in the league, right? Like he's a pretty chill dude, loves football, right? You don't really hear him talking bad about anybody. This is
I
his team.
I will. I don't know that I agree with that statement. Not, I don't know that he's one of the nicer guys. I think he's one of the more fun guys, and you
Sure.
see most of it, most of what you get to see is funny. Like that, he has a sense
He has
of
a
humor
personality, sure.
that comes out, but we don't get to see a lot of him. We only get to see that sense of humor. So we can't say for certain that he's a nice guy. And
I'm
we're
just, I'm
about to find out a little bit more.
I'm just going off of because I've never met the guy, but I'm just going off of the way that he's perceived around the league. But
Right.
that being said, and he doesn't bury the guy, but it's interesting.
The last time I saw Ayuk was, call it week 6, 7, or 8. I don't really know. But I used to make it a habit of mine to go out early in the morning before meetings to watch him train because he'd always be out there early. And I watched him run over 22 miles an hour and stop on a dime. So he's still got it. Or at least, that was a year, 8 months ago. So I don't really know. But yeah, you guys have fun with that, I guess.
So that was on him going to the Commanders. So he's just like, yeah, have fun with that. He went on to say later, like, have fun with everything that brings. So it sounds like there might have been things before this all melted down anyway.
I have a feeling that this is going to start to come to a head. Like, so ultimately, he's going to show up.
I mean, if he wants to ever make money again, he has to. Or if he ever wants to get off a team, he has to.
Yeah. So, and it's that day is going to be interesting.
Yes.
Because ultimately, listen, I know you. Unfortunately, he's one of those guys you can't tell anything to.
Yes.
He is master of all he surveys, and he surveys everything. You know what I mean? So that's how Ayuk is going to play this. But eventually, if he said, when he made that joke about Jaden Daniels with his mother,
Yeah.
I think that it was a little telling there. The person who's going to get to him is his mom. I'd be willing to bet that she has been very. I don't even listen. I'm not sure about his family situation at all, but I thought that statement said something about him rather than Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
And I feel that if there's anybody who's going to be able to get him out of his own way, it could be the person that birthed him. Now,
Maybe.
again, I don't know his family situation. I don't know that there is a, if she's around, like she may have, there's so many different scenarios, and I don't want to speculate on any of them.
Yeah.
But I just felt that statement, when you break it down in a different way, when you look beyond the bravado,
Yeah.
that may have been a call, like, hey, listen, it's like, if it, you better go run to your mom. Like, I need to go run to my mom. Like mom, where you at? Like, I felt like that may have had a little bit of that in there. Especially because he went then he drank some wine right from from a pint glass. You know what I mean?
Well,
it was.
We might as well show the people that weren't watching when we covered this. So here's that clip, just so you know what we're talking about.
Fi gonna text me talking about something. You on my team now. You follow my rules. Boy, I'm a grown ass man, boy. You gonna have to start running behind your mama, and I might believe what you talking about. But until then,
But you just watch that a little bit. Like, why bring up somebody's mom? Like, I don't get that, especially a friend.
Especially on a team that you're trying to get. Like, if you're so bent on trying to go there, why would you self-sabotage your ability to get there? Because I mean, not only are you going after a friend, you're talking about his mom in a way. You are, I mean, you're more talking about him, but still, it's, I don't know. There's so many things wrong with what he's doing and how he's going about it. My biggest thing for him is, how does he not have anybody in the room that's like, hey man, you're messing up?
Because you can't tell somebody who knows everything.
I suppose.
That's where this comes to and comes from. And listen, there comes the point when the reason why you're the smartest person in the room is because there's nobody else in the room.
For real. Yeah.
And there's no truer words said in his case. You know what I mean? That this is the reason why he's able to take his own advice, is because he's only one to giving it. Nobody wants to go near him. Nobody wants to touch him. And
yeah, you're
sad.
right, Spence. You're right, Spence. Like,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't take that at the same face value that I'm hearing it.
Well, and he's not even really talking bad about his mom. He's talking about him being a mama's boy, basically.
Right. But but even as he says that, like, go hide behind your mama and then I might believe you. Like, he's saying that it's like, your words have no weight on me unless they're coming from your mom. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not, like I says, I'm looking beyond this. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to know. You know what I mean?
On TV.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking at this at a different way and just saying, hey, he is. That is it. I feel like that's a little bit of a call to a family, to his family, a little bit, and maybe his family is just as frustrated as everybody else. Maybe that's the problem. It's that, hey, I don't have anybody to talk to because there ain't nobody left to talk to.
He definitely needs somebody to bring some semblance of balance in, because I mean, at this rate, you have to wonder if he's ever going to step on a field again outside of having to show up so he can get released. Because I mean, it's not like the Niners have any incentive to do anything. Like, he's a mild inconvenience in a press conference. Otherwise, they don't have to deal with him at all. It's not like he's in the room or doing anything. He does some weird social media stuff every few days, and that's it. So I can't imagine they're really paying attention to too much of this. So it's not as big of a distraction as a fan of a team in the division would like, but I want him in there just blowing the locker room up. But no, I mean, he's not doing the things to even really be a distraction. He's not hurting them monetarily. He's not showing up. So it's not like a time thing. It's not like he's in their way. The only thing they have to deal with is every few pressers, a question pops up. It's not even every one. It's just like like once a week. They're like, oh, what's new on this front? Nothing.
You see him yet? If you see him, let us know, because we don't want to let him in. That's
yeah. Well,
definitely want to keep him outside.
Then you had him a few weeks ago where he was talking about, John Lynch came to his house and he's like, don't answer the door. Dude's a weirdo. And you're just like, he's your boss, man. Like, he's trying to figure out how to get you in the room or something. Like, you're not showing up, so he has to come to you. Like, none of this is weird to me.
Yeah, I think that's indicative of something else. At what point does the NFL feel like they may have to jump in? When does somebody, a doctor on the NFL side, say, listen, let's take all of this collective together and say that there is a problem. There's a mental health issue that he is dealing with right here. And ultimately, because not for nothing, I mean, I understand that he is, you have to take responsibility of all of your actions. For sure. And he absolutely has to do that. Like, this is his own fault. But at what point does somebody have to go in there on any level to clear the NFL? Like, I mean, if this guy is going through a stage 3 concussion,
I mean, if they didn't do it for AB, they're not going to do it for this.
Well, yeah, I understand, but eventually, like, you think about this 10 years from now.
Sure.
And now how a lawyer could get its hands around this. I understand that the NFL is got more money than they need, and they could throw every lawyer that they want to at this. But this is going to become, a situation.
Yeah.
And it's still creating the precedent here.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown was the original precedent. But
and since he's a helmet incident and a frozen foot away from being AB, without the highest of highs that AB had.
Right. I mean, he played in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's just that he didn't win it. They lost. So there's lots. I mean, it's sad. This is sad, and it's unfortunate because I assume he doesn't have children.
I mean, I haven't seen anything that he's put out that would indicate that he does, but I don't know. Yeah.
Right. And if he doesn't, great. Then it's only him that's being affected. But I mean, you have to think about that. Maybe that's part of the problem. Like, it's, maybe he's, he doesn't have that in him. I am learning about myself all the time. I have a very hard time with affection. You know what I mean? I'm not the most affectionate of guys. It's one of those things that I've never learned. So if you never were taught and you never learned how to deal with that, you don't.
Sure.
And there are similar situations that could have occurred. So that could be what this is too. I don't know.
I mean,
But I got to imagine that he's not the only one. He's just the most profound example.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine there's tons of players across the league that struggle with stuff, but at the same time, most of them like getting paid. So even the ones that have issues going on, they're still showing up. Like there's not a lot of guys in the league that are like, hey, we're going to void $30 million if you don't show up to meetings. You're not playing. You're coming off an injury. All you got to do is show up, pretend like you care because you're not going to play. Can't do that. There's not a lot of guys in the league doing that. $30 million is incentive enough for probably 99.9% of the league.
Hey, listen, I could have gone for him. All he would have had to do is give me 1%.
For real. Yeah.
But I mean, unfortunately, I mean, this is, hey, it's great for the show because we keep talking about it.
Oh, no question. No question. And, you know, kudos to him for having something drop every few days because we get to watch this saga play out. And again, I wish it was affecting the Niners more than it is.
I wish it was affecting Jaden Daniels more. I wanted to hear what Jaden had to say.
His mom's going to have to put out a press release. See, that would be funny. Like if he got her to come out and make a statement instead of him, would be a riot. Be like, hey, one of us is employed and can't come to the counter right now. Man.
But hey, so well, yeah, let's hope that this continues and it ruins both franchises because of course Washington is in my division and the 49ers are in your division. And let's see. We've watched enough times where a diva wide receiver has ruined one team's year. Let's see if there's a situation where he can ruin two teams in the same year.
You know he can because we watched AB do exactly that.
Well, he ruined three teams, but not in the same year. They were different years.
But he did have two in the same year because it was the Raiders and the Patriots.
True. So
we already have the template. And he is on that arc. I mean, he is just a couple of crazy on-field antics that I don't even think he gets the opportunity to do away from being the next AB.
Yeah, I mean, how can you be in? How could you be any GM? You know, even if you have an absolute need, in good conscience, be able to say, yeah, I think we could give this guy a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how you bring him in the room, not with everything he's done up to this point. If it was just the meltdown, the initial meltdowns with the Niners, you could be that like, oh, we think we can fix them, whatever, right? But now you have all of these subsequent issues as it continues on, him speeding past the stadium and releasing all of these ridiculous IG things. Like at some point you're just like, you know, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, right? You're just like, you know, that there's no amount of talent that's going to hit the field that's worth everything that's off the field. And I think that's where he is. And if he's not, he's arriving there fast.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'd be surprised to think, I mean, I guess there's always Dallas, there's always Cleveland, there's always, you know, the Jets, you know, exactly, because of these types of situations. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Because that's where he'd go. He'd become a Cowboy first.
Yeah, I could see. I see more of the Cleveland Jets dysfunctional franchise type thing. I think he might have made too much noise to go to the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys do some of this stuff. I think it's been too much noise too consistently. Like they like problem child, but they don't want you to necessarily be a problem every second of the day. Whereas Ayuk at this point, I mean, you never know when that Instagram live is going to pop off. And
Yeah, the
shout out
box
to
line.
Instagram. Shout out to Instagram for giving us all kinds of content.
Joe, the moment that you said that, I feel like that he's putting in an offer right now. Jerry Jones is like, you know what? I think I can solve this Ayuk guy.
I mean, if there was ever a guy that thinks he could do it, it would be Jerry Jones.
I agree with that too. So, but
anyway,
hey, anyways, there were more sports that happened other than, Kittle, and not for nothing. Just before we move on, Kittle, snip, 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 cut some. You know what I mean? You are not Grizzly Adams. It looks like that you had to glue on that hair. Come on, dude. You are not the guy who's going to look all rough and tumble with that type of beard. It's you got the baby face. You got, you're more Gronk than, Grizzly. Shave it. Time to shave. Right? Did you see the same thing I did? Does it not look like it was patchwork painted, like almost like glued on?
He's always had the scraggly, like that. That's always been a thing.
So, hey, listen, I want to be a funny guy, and it starts with my looks.
No, I mean, and you see that all through sports, though. You'll see guys that have the beard, and it's just like little patches, like it's not actually filled in. I mean, sometimes you just have to be like, hey, you know what? Can't grow this thing.
Hey, I get it. I understand. If I try to grow a full beard, there's pieces right here that are missing. Like it's just clean skin almost. I have to brush hair to make it like it's like almost doing a comb over for the beard.
Nice.
But there were other sports that were going on yesterday.
There were. In fact, the World Cup is still going on, despite the fact that all the host countries are gone. And that brings up an interesting point after we talk about the game here. Morocco falls. France wins 2-0. And honestly, it could have been worse. Morocco's goalkeeper actually did a pretty great job because this could have been 5 or 6-0.
Yes. It literally was 8. France had, 25 shots, 8 actually on goal.
Yeah.
And he saved 6 of them. Really almost saved that 7th one too. Like it's like he got his hand on it. It wasn't enough. So Morocco's goalie did play a lot. I was surprised at how flat Morocco came out. It was surprising. I thought they would have a lot more in the tank. And if you watch that yesterday's game and then go back and take a look at what happened 4 years ago, it's almost cookie cutter. I mean, the goals were scored differently. Obviously, the first goal was scored in the first 5 minutes, so Morocco played a little bit on their heels. But Morocco played on their heels all game long.
Yeah.
They played very, very defensive the entire game, hoping that they were going to get more opportunities. And they only wound up, they had 5 shots. 1 shot actually made it on net. And that was an easy save for the goaltender. So there really wasn't any, threat from them.
No, I mean, they looked like they were playing at a different speed. Like they just looked slow by comparison.
So, yeah, France goes on and is the first team to get to the Final Four, which is not a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to await the winner of the game today, which I believe is Spain and Belgium.
Yes. Yep.
And so it's going to be France and Spain. And then, and then we're going to see So I mean, I'm assuming that we are going to talk about it right now. That's what you are going to talk about. The words coming from the president of FIFA about the Argentina Egypt game.
Oh, I wasn't hitting that, but yes, go.
Well, he came out and they said that so listen, when you are the president of FIFA and you are in the middle of a tournament, you have to be very, very, very measured with your words.
Yeah.
So his words, as tough as it came out and it sounded, the truth of the matter is that he said nothing. You know, it just that's it. That's all of those words came out and was like, yep, baba 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 baba. We're not doing anything, but it's going to look like we're doing something. You know, and they reviewed, or at least it's, you know, I think that this really was him. It did not look like AI, and there were some real places that were reporting this, that they are going to consider not using this referee crew again in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And that there were many inconsistencies that, like, he called it out by number. Like, there were 13 fouls by Argentina. Not one of them got a yellow card. Where not only did Egypt receive yellow cards, but one of their coaches was issued a red card and told to leave the field. And that the inconsistencies completely favored Argentina. And that because of that, that FIFA is considering not using this referee crew again in any type of cup situation.
Understandable.
Which makes a lot of sense. And so there's a lot that he has to do with that. Now, I mean, you have to go and read between lines. And then he went ahead and said, listen, he's like, Egypt, this does not change the game. We're not going to replay the game. We're not going to do any of that type of stuff. You guys still lost. However, you know, you should be very proud as a nation because this is the reigning champion and they do have a great team. And, you know, it may have been poorly officiated for your side. And we can't do anything about that. But be happy that you guys got where you guys did and you know, played as well. It was his way of saying sorry.
Yeah.
It's sorry. You know, like that was his best I'm sorry to a country. And I thought he did a good job with that. You know what I mean? Like, listen, it's like this isn't easy. And this is Roger Goodell in real time. You know what I mean? Like, so we're used to seeing Roger Goodell have to deal with stuff behind closed doors and very like, okay, we're going to put you in a green room and you're going to now speak like you're speaking to a whole press conference, and we're going to have very handpicked people in there to ask you very measured questions because this is how we protect our commissioner. He doesn't get to do that here. You know, he has to answer and respond to this right now. And I think he did a good job with that. Like he says, he had to be very measured. He could not say we are not using them anymore and they are banned from that because that goes against the rules for the referees, and the referees are actually a cohesive group and would, you know, possibly create more situations that they'd have to deal with. So they were very particular to just say, listen, we're not going to embarrass the referee crew. We are going to put them up for consideration on no more games because of some inconsistencies in the way this game was reffed. That being said, that's your way of saying, hey, you're not getting you're done for the tournament. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah, and I'm not going to embarrass you. We're not going to, but we are going to investigate a little bit further on why Argentina didn't get one yellow card, and Egypt kept getting all these cards, and some of these fouls were fairly egregious, and you chose to not issue.
That's
Not
right.
issue.
Where
Not
are
issue.
you guys from exactly?
Actually, I thought that he was Austrian.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't. They weren't from Argentina or even South America.
Gotcha.
But listen, everybody has got
A favorite team,
you
sure.
you are enamored for whatever reason is when Messi is on the pitch. Everybody is watching this guy, including the referee. I mean, it's just like you get enamored by this guy, and listen, he's a great player.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. Like, why is it that everybody has got to, bow down and kiss the ring of Messi? Like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't see it. And I don't see why. And unfortunately, the game isn't young enough yet that the new players have come in that have you think of the young people today, the group that is like 14 to 24, and there's a
Sure.
certain level of disrespect they have to the system. You have some of those guys that are in that 20s that are in there and stuff like that, but I feel like that soccer's gotten a hold of them and made them a certain way. The 14-year-olds that just don't care aren't here yet, and aren't playing the game yet, and don't offer that disrespect. Hey, I don't want to watch you. I want to beat you.
Yeah.
And there isn't enough of that. Everybody is still watching MJ on the court rather than wanting to beat him. Nobody's Kobe.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing Kobe. Everybody is just playing, hey, I'm enamored. I just want to watch him do his thing.
They're not raising a lot of Kobe's is the problem. Like there's a fundamental shift in sports in general that have kind of taken away some of that work ethic. Because now you're getting paid before you do anything. Right? I mean, so you don't necessarily have that sustained hunger and drive. Not to say that it won't happen, but you're seeing less of those guys. You're seeing more of the, hey, let's group together and create super teams, as opposed to, no, I don't want you on my team. I want to beat you. So,
right.
Unfortunately, there's been a shift, over the last 20 years that has moved away from what made sports great. Like you didn't want to see superstars team up. Like it'd be like seeing Ronaldo and Messi join forces. You're just like, oh, cool. That's super fair. Thanks. Like,
you know what, though?
Especially in their primes. Especially in their primes.
Watching those two in their primes, though, would have been impossible to do because their egos would have gotten in each other's way.
Probably.
Like there's reasons why Portugal isn't in the tournament anymore. And it's because they have 4 guys with one name. You know what I mean? That's, it's just, and that comes with ego. I know Messi's name is Lionel Messi. No one calls him Lionel.
Sure.
It's always just Messi. I got to imagine, it's the same thing with a lot of these players. They all have first names, but nobody knows them. Yeah. I look at this as the new players. That's why I can't wish for more. Norway versus Argentina. I want to see that game. I think England winning that game would just mean England loses to Argentina. I want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
Norway. I want to see Erling go up against Messi. And because I watched a few of, you know,
Only when he's in trouble. Probably has a middle name too.
I was watching a few of the games that normal soccer games with Erling Haaland, and watching that guy on the pitch. Like now you understand. Like he hasn't got to show anything like that
Yeah.
in the World Cup. They have stayed away from him. Like that dude's a beast.
Mhm.
And like that dude right now, I would take that dude on the Eagles and put him at outside linebacker.
Sure. Sure.
You know, he looks that good. And watching him play, is like when you watch him play contested soccer,
Mhm.
there's a reason why he's the best player out there. And I know that he's not going to be defending up against Messi, but
No, not unless there's a weird shift.
right, but he's going to be a lot more vocal out there, I would suspect. Telling his guys, stop watching. Attack, 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 attack. You
Yep.
need to have somebody, glued to Messi the entire time.
Yep.
The
Don't give
entire
him any
time.
space. Don't give him any
None.
space to work, or
Yeah.
he'll get you,
Right.
because he is that good of a player.
Well, and he's got the vision that
Mhm.
he's able to see. He's able to see two chess moves ahead.
Mhm.
And that's not easy to do in soccer. And it's funny because ultimately they play them and France play a very similar situation where this is all from Jackson. Like Jackson, they're playing the triangle formation. That's what they
Mhm.
are doing between three players. And they rotate the ball between those three players and then they score. That's exactly what both France and Argentina do, except that most of the time it's Mbappe that scores or it's Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
And that's your go-to. So you rotate that triangle until you get to the point where it's literally a pass off at the top of the key and somebody kicking the ball towards the net. And if you kick it on net, there's a good chance that it's going to go in because the goalie is going to be a little out of position because of the way he's following the ball. That's the way it works. I'm not trying to reinvent the soccer wheel here, but that's what's going on. This is how they're playing, and you watch it and you can see it happen. And that's what makes France so good, and that's what makes Argentina so good, because they have a guy who can finish.
Yeah.
When you have the guy that can put the puck in the net, that's it.
That's the thing, right? Like he finds those little gaps that he can exploit.
Right. And you go left or right. Listen, all you got to do, aim for the posts, because that goal is monstrously big.
Yep. Yeah.
The guy looks small.
Especially if you go for the upper corners. Like I don't care how athletic you are, you just ain't that big.
Well, you break a plate, any plate,
Yep.
in any of the four corners, and there's a good chance that it's going in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, if you're in the middle, like, I don't care how athletic you are, you're not covering that corner. You're just not big enough and you can't jump high enough. Like, it's just there's a gap there every time. Now, can you get the ball there in real time? Well, that's harder to do. But if you can, there's a point on the board.
Exactly. So, but either way, so France is moving on. We find out about Spain and Belgium today. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You have to be open to take the shot, and actually, you don't have to be open. Yeah, you could just go run in front of the guy. Soccer is, there's a lot of people waiting for the ball to come to them, and if you attack the ball, you will get goals. That is what Erling Haaland from Norway does best.
Yeah.
That when it's time, he attacks the ball and he catches defenders waiting for the ball. So
Yeah,
he
it's
jumps in front of them.
It's the old Gretzky mentality. I'm not going where the puck is. I'm going where it's going to be.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Gretzky was actually better at putting it where it was going to be for the person, where the guy was going to be.
Yeah.
He knew where, but there's a whole different situation that came with that. You know, when it's 4-on-4 hockey, Gretzky would have been amazing if it was just 3-on-3 hockey. Imagine all of the points he would have scored that way. He was just amazing on the power play. And when you were a 4-on-4, there was too much ice to cover to catch Gretzky.
Yeah, and of course, the way you say that makes it sound like he didn't score all the points anyway.
Yeah, if he didn't score it, he was assisting it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So yeah, no, it's crazy.
94 goals in any season that only plays 82 games is too many goals.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It'll never be broken.
No. I mean, and then you add all of his assists in there, and I mean, it's
right,
crazy amounts of points.
Speaking of hockey,
well, I was going to say, I think I read once that if you took all his goals away, he would still be
the point leader.
A point leader. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is insane when you think about it.
Well, like I said, if you took away, if they played with the rules that they do now, he would not have had anywhere near. There's a piece of me that believes that they almost should take that rule back out again and play 4-on-4 hockey. You would maybe start to get some of that excitement back. Once they took fighting away, you have to deal all with finesse. And the problem with finesse is that 5-on-5 hockey is too many people on the ice to do a lot of finesse. You get every once in a while, you get a guy who knows how to handle the puck and be able to go down and do a dipsy-do and score a goal. Otherwise, you have to wait to a power play to be able to get some open space to be able to kind of make your way to be able to do that. If you had 4-on-4 hockey, if you go back and you do back to the incidental minors, you could create a situation similar to what Gretzky played with, because that was what would happen. They would do unsportsmanlike conduct and roughing penalties. That's one would get the roughing, one would get an unsportsmanlike conduct. Both guys off. Now 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. And there would be times when Gretzky could score 2 goals in that 2 minutes time. So yeah, I wish that if in my world, if you made it Olympic ice rather than NHL ice, that would make a difference. But until that happens, 4-on-4 hockey is actually something worthwhile to reconsider again, changing that rule.
I mean, unless you're a Kraken fan, then you don't really want to see them have a bunch of power plays.
No, it's not power plays. It's even strength.
Yeah, true.
With open ice. So it's a different scenario. And listen, you guys have a bigger problem on your hands now because the Flyers played this game and Anaheim matched, which was expected. You're not going to let Carlson go even at that number. $18 million was very thing. There were a couple of things that the Flyers could have done that would have made it even more uncomfortable for them. For Anaheim, the problem is that the Flyers did not want Leo Carlson. Hey, listen, would it have been great to have him? Yes. Would it have, he been the most expensive player in the league at 21 years old, and he hasn't performed in that regards yet? No. They are not ready for that type of player yet, and ultimately, this was a long play game. I understand that. Yeah. However, I was listening to a buddy of mine talk about how, hey, the Flyers should be lauded because they created a situation that Anaheim became uncomfortable because of this number. And the truth of the matter is that they were uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable enough to say, okay, we gotta let this guy go.
Yeah.
$18 million. Like, had they gone $21 million, had they said, hey, listen, all of the bonuses are going to come after the trade deadline. That had been a big one, a real big one that would have caused some issues. None of that occurred because the Flyers didn't want to get hamstrung with it either. You know, they could have gone to 20.7 million instead of the 18.3 million, you know, a year. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like there was a lot of ways that they could have done this. Either way, you have a situation that Anaheim is going to be the team that's up and coming. You're going to see them take the place of Vegas in that division.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the team you're going to need to beat. It's not going to be Edmonton. I don't know how strong their goalie is, and it makes me think that their goalie was probably the reason why they lost the playoffs. So if they strengthen that position, they really could be the next team representing the West, because they have the youth, they've got the goal scorers. As much as I don't like this Cutter Gauthier because he didn't want to play for the Flyers, he did score like 46 goals. And I'll tell you, it's been a long time since I've seen any Flyer score 46 goals. I'm having a hard time having a Flyer score 36 goals.
Yeah.
I get really excited if they score 26 goals.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I just want to see some of our guys get over 20. Like, I want to see us shoot enough to score. So, right. Yeah, I mean, so although you say that about the guys that are at the front, I'm just trying to see us get into the playoffs. So I'm less worried about the ones that are fortifying the top of the division and more interested in seeing some development when it comes to our team so that we can even be in the conversation. Because before you can win it all, you at least have to punch your ticket to the dance, right? So I want to see us grow in that way. I have to imagine this year we'll see some of that based on some of the moves they've made. We did get a couple of shooters into the program. Obviously, signing McMahon back was huge. So, you know, those types of things, I think, have us trending in the right direction. Obviously, you got to see it come together on the ice. But am I worried about them being number one? Not this year. I just want to see them be competitive.
Not knowing enough about your situation and not knowing where you guys are in the cap and how the new money coming in is going to affect you guys. And I know you guys just got a brand new GM who's going to figure this out in general. So I would say that even this year coming up may not necessarily be a good year for you guys.
I don't think it's going to be great, but I think it'll be better. And not necessarily in win total, but in watching some of the chemistry come through, because we were able to play defense. Our goalies were good until they got hurt. We didn't have anybody that would just uncork a shot until McMahon got there after the trade deadline. And by then it was way too little too late. But so I'm not looking for moral victories, right? But I'm looking for growth in areas where we had very real deficiencies. And so I'm looking for those types of things. Do I think it ends up with a better win total? Maybe not. But if you get there in a better way, it at least shows that you're moving in the right direction.
I hear what you're saying. It's just not as simple as that, I think. I feel that
agreed.
You guys almost want to get back in the lottery again, and you guys want to be able to grab some assets like at the trade deadline. I think of you guys right now as sellers at the trade deadline to be able to get assets, to be able to kind of start to do what Anaheim is doing now, that they got it coming to fruition now, but you need 3 years of that. So your GM is going to need some time of that, and it's not easy to get assets and be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know that we're bad enough to be there yet, is the thing, because we are really good on the defensive side. Our goalkeepers are good. We just struggled to shoot. And, that is a couple of things that they did go and get. So like, if they don't come together, then yes, by all means, blow the thing up, because it's obviously not working. But if you are seeing growth in that way, then I don't see the need to blow it up. Right. Because then, maybe you can acquire the last couple things that you need. So I don't know.
Not in hockey. And I will tell you,
probably.
That's the other thing that you learned from this whole process with the Flyers, is that even doing a ridiculous contract, I knew what this was. I knew that this was a game. They were putting out this contract because they are showing Connor McDavid that they are ready to spend ridiculous money.
Mm-hmm.
And that for the right player, they are going to go balls out. And this was just hey, we're ready to do this.
Yep.
Just let you know, we're ready. We're ready to do this. Call our bluff. Good, call our bluff. Call it. Do it. And you knew that they were going to. I mean, this was all very, very measured. I am okay with the gamesmanship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the fact that we lost it. Like, hey, listen, I would have rather had the player. Do it and get the player. You know what I mean? Don't play games. We're going to wait for 2 more years. Hey, Johnny Gaudreau. Hey, that's what happened there. And God bless Johnny, but he took less money to go to Columbus because the Flyers didn't want to sign him right then and there, and they really should have. Had he probably, who knows what could have happened. Life would have been so much different. But the truth of the matter is that he chose to go to Columbus because he knew that they were trade partners and that they could, that eventually he would make it to the Flyers, because he wanted to play for the Flyers. He wanted to play for his favorite team growing up. And that's all he ever wanted to do. If Ed Snyder was alive, there'd have been no chance that he went anywhere else except to Philadelphia. And of course, Comcast at the GM then screwed it up. And that's, and again, I like Briere, what he did here, but I am not happy at the end result. I do not want to wait longer for the guy that I need still, because we still are missing that piece.
Yeah. No, I mean, Comcast is involved, so it makes sense.
Don't get me started.
We can't anyway, because we are out of time. If you are listening everywhere, be sure to like and subscribe. And of course, if you are also listening on 97.3 ICU Radio, we do have some smooth jazz to wrap up your week. And otherwise,
pay attention to me this weekend. It starts All-Star Weekend. I have everything booked solid. We're going to be starting tonight. We're going to Mitchell and Ness. We've got concerts to go to. We're going to be doing things on the red carpet. It's All-Star Weekend in Philadelphia, and the Philly Sports Guy is going to be a part of it. So definitely make sure to pay attention. Get on my Instagram. Follow me there. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and there's going to be a lot going on.
Right on. Okay. Well, let's get out of here. Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend, guys. Peace.